What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 61 of the Beanball Podcast. We are your hosts, Alan and Alan.
What's going on, everyone?
What's up, man?
Trying to stay
Trying to stay cool?
Cool, dry.
Yeah, man. Dude, today was a scorcher. I mean, it was hot and muggy. That's all the best I can say.
And then all I knew was I'm going to hear from my wife that the house is hot.
Is the house hot?
Yeah. So it was pretty much 79, 80.
Yeah.
And then the kitchen, I think it's the window. I'm going to try to put something over it, see if that helps tomorrow. But it was like when I put my little temperature thing from the garage in there, it came to be like 83. So...
yeah, I mean, bearable, but still
it's bearable,
toasty.
I work in a kitchen that's 90-something degrees usually, so I'm like, oh, it's a little, but someone who's in AC most of the time for her whole life, so, but it's whatever. So let's go right into it, and unfortunately, it's not unfortunately, but USA did lose to Japan to take home silver, and Japan won the gold medal that they've been dreading for and wanting all these years and got what they wanted.
Yeah, man, what's cool about that story is that, what was it? Masahiro Tanaka finally got.
Yep,
he got a
gold medal,
which is cool. And this is why it's hard to say who's actually the gold winner if you think about it in terms of baseball, because USA beat Japan earlier, right?
No, they lost.
To
the heartbreaker. Yes.
You're right, but I still think it should have come down to like a series. Even if it was best 2 out of 3, then you're right. Japan would have taken it at that point. But I feel like we got to see a series.
Dude, it was a pitching matchup until an error throw. It was 1-0 to I think the 7th or 8th. I was watching, and then error throw. I'm like 2 on this pitching. Yeah, I'm like, it's pretty much over. And 2 innings later, the game was over.
And it's fun to see all these countries play their kind of baseball. Because when I think of Team USA, I always think of, hey, these guys are out there to swing, hit big shots. And then when you think of teams like Japan, like you think of small ball, like they're just trying to get a guy across the base and get to home any way they can. It's funny. It's a good game though, man. It ended up being like 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah, like you said, it was a pitcher's.
It was 1-0. It was I can't remember the original RBI, but I was like, okay. So the original game was back and forth. I was hoping they could come back, but unfortunately they didn't. But it was really good to see Japan finally get the gold medal. I'm glad they brought baseball back to the Olympics. Unfortunately, we're not going to see it in 4 years.
I know
it's getting replaced by breakdancing.
Breakdancing
is
it because
the sport.
It's Paris or something?
I guess I don't know. That's technically the sport that's getting added for next Olympics in 3 years.
That's crazy.
And baseball's not in it, so like it's getting replaced by breakdancing. I'm like, who's breakdancing in 2020? Was that going to be 24? That's
crazy.
Yeah,
man.
But silver medal. Like it was. You can see the face of defeat on the USA players, but you still got silver, especially your young guys and then your veterans to get something like you're Olympian now. You're a silver medalist for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So of course a lot of these prospects are heading back. Baez, which was one of the big pitchers for Team USA, is going straight back to AAA for Rays. We could probably see him for a playoff push, definitely for the Rays team here come in the next month or so, because how well he did in the Olympics.
Exactly.
I could imagine the Rays could use him.
You prove yourself in a field where these guys are the pros.
Which he was having a better season in AA before going to the Olympics.
Right.
Well, then he got called AAA, but he put it together, so we'll see if he can rebound probably a couple weeks back in AAA, and we'll see what they do there. But it was, like I said, I really hope in 7 years now that LA brings back the Olympics.
Look, these guys should hold their head up high, man. Like you said, the team is filled up with a bunch of minor leaguers, mostly.
Minor leaguers,
and
veterans,
free agents.
And Japan was their all-star team from their league.
And you got a couple of guys who actually played in NPB on our team.
Yeah.
You had Nick Martinez, Scott McGow, and then you had at least another one, I think. Like Tyler Austin. They all play for
remember journeyman
Japan's
Edwin Jackson that's been on 17 different major league teams. Said he's not ready to retire. He's going to try to see if someone will sign him. He did okay, I think, as a relief pitcher, so we'll see if anyone gives him a shot. Maybe sign a minor league deal to possibly try to see. But it's it's confidence, especially like I forgot the player name, but like I said, the other prospects that did well. It's like, look, this is our future showing up on the world stage, and unfortunately didn't get the gold, but it means our future is bright with these guys.
Exactly.
So it's good to see. So I'm glad for them. Congratulations to Japan, USA for getting silver, and also Dominican Republic taking home the bronze, beating South Korea.
Yeah, man.
So
pretty cool.
So that means Jose Bautista's got him a bronze medal.
Yeah.
So good for them.
All right. Well, the next thing I want to talk about is something that we've been looking forward to for a
2
year.
years.
For 2 years.
Ever since it got announced.
Well, you know the old saying, if you build it, they will come. And they built it, and now they're going to come. We're going to see the White Sox and the Yankees in the Field of Dreams game tomorrow.
Yep. I'm recording. This is Wednesday night, so tomorrow at 6 p.m., they'll start the broadcast show on Fox of the Field of Dreams game, only feet away from the original Field of Dreams. They built in Iowa a 8,000 seat arena that you had to be an Ohio resident to get. But the foot market is real for these tickets right now.
I bet they are. I mean, who hasn't
for
dreamed
a regular
of seeing
season game? This is the most expensive. Besides, ticket prices get up there when like it's someone's last game and stuff. Like I remember David Wright. I should have bought tickets when they first it got leaked, and then ticket prices when like hours later was ridiculous. But they're going for $1,400 for the Field of Dreams game.
Well, think about it, man. It's a rarity. This is the first time this has happened. A baseball lover who has not wanted to see a game there.
Yeah.
I mean, even Liam Hendricks from the White Sox, the closer, he said he wants to get lost in the cornfields.
Oh yeah, and then if you saw the aerial shots, the maze is MLB logo.
Nice.
Very cool. I love that they're doing the throwback jerseys for this game. Like White Sox are like the original, like the game. Yankees had the bigger Yankee logos like it would during that time, like back in the day.
I feel like the guys gonna be out there like little kids, man. They're gonna be loving this.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait to watch this.
Which is
tomorrow.
why it'd be cool to see it. Which is why I can understand the tickets going for so much, because you're gonna see something special.
Yes.
Hopefully, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Like I realized, I'm like, ooh, it's Thursday. I was like. We have the kids usually been watching lately from my wife's friend. I'm like, well, I hope they like baseball because I am watching this. I really don't care if they bother me or they not. So,
are we going to see any celebrities there, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin Costner said we'll be at the game.
I would hope so. He's always a big baseball movie guy.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that he should attend, if anybody. So that's cool. So he said he'll
be there. They said someone else, but yeah, I know. I saw the name. I was like,
that's
thank
awesome.
God. I was like, yes.
Maybe he'll what did they say in the movie? Throw a catch?
Maybe he'll throw out the first pitch, I hope.
Dude, yes.
Like that would be awesome. So it's, of course, like we said, it's not large enough, but 8,000 fans is plenty.
It's not supposed to be a huge.
Yeah, it's it's just like they did for the Little League World Series games when they brought the teams there. They made a stadium. This is what they did.
Right.
So the White Sox design is from the shoeless Joe Jackson era from 1910 to 1990. So
I feel like
it's gonna be awesome. I feel like
8,000 is a good number because it's not too big. It reminds me of a minor league style.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of nowhere, so it's not supposed to be huge.
They took out a field to put this down.
It's supposed to feel small. Yeah.
Some lights. It's just in Iowa, and then I'm assuming they get the day off the next day, and then they got to play the rest of the game in I think Chicago, if I remember correctly. This is only one game they're playing this.
Yeah, they're gonna travel back to Chicago on Friday.
Yeah.
And then resume their series on Sunday or Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday. Yep.
But how well the Yankees are doing since post trade, besides Rizzo getting COVID now, this could be an AL championship matchup possibly, because that AL East is getting tight.
Yeah. And
then this is what I predicted as the AL championship game, because we thought Yankees were be where they were. White Sox are my picks for the AL, and it's got better, especially with
be a little preview.
Now the young boys are back fully healthy with Jimenez back, and then also Eloy's back, and then I'm drawing a name blank, but they've been on a tear the last couple of days, and then Tim Anderson's back fully healthy, so this team is clicking now. So this will be very interesting to watch tomorrow night.
Okay, I mean Yankees still have a little bit of ways to go.
But
like you said,
wild card, they're not far back, if I remember correctly. So they're not like 10 back from the division. They're like 7 now, but the wild card is where they're like, they got to try to sneak into it at best, because Rays are running away from that division. The top 4 are over 500 by a dramatic amount, but unfortunately, maybe only 3 is going to get in, depending on what the other teams do in the AL. It's getting tight.
Yeah, and just like I said, the guys are going to be loving this. Even Lance Lynn was like, for us older guys, it probably has a little bit more meaning to be part of something like this. That movie, Grown Up, is one of the ones you watched as a baseball movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like I said, I feel like these guys are going to be happy to be there. Can't wait to play. I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I just want to check something out. I'm like, who's actually the starting pitching? If my phone works. My phone don't work right now.
Lance Lynn.
Is Lance starting for the White Sox?
I think he might, because I think originally Carlos Rodon was going to be their starter for Thursday, but he's not going to be available. He went on the 10-day injured list with a left shoulder fatigue, and I believe Lance Lynn's going to get the nod. I don't know who's pitching for the Yankees.
Here we go. Yep, it is Lance Lynn for the White Sox and Henley for the Yankees.
Okay.
So, very interesting.
Yeah, man. That's going to be a good one. So, stay tuned on that one.
All right. So, next thing we're going to talk about is, unfortunately, they didn't technically lose last night because of the rain delay, but the Phillies are red hot. They won 8 straight.
Yeah,
to take the division from us.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in the last 10. They have a. Well, we're 1.5 back. The Braves are technically ahead of us right now.
Yeah.
So Phillies and Braves, then the Mets. But yeah, man, Phillies are coming on strong. They got a solid team. Everybody seems to be clicking.
The game's still that's earlier. No. Did they ever get to play that game? Let's see. No. Their game's currently delayed, so they might be getting more rain again. That sucks. Because it's not like it's a division game. We're going to see them again. Well, I don't know if they played the Dodgers in LA yet, so they had to maybe make up those games like that if it keeps getting rain like this. But, yeah, they are clicking. And on Sunday, on the day that they retired Roy Halladay's number, our boy Zach Wheeler dealt against us and went 9 innings.
I'm not surprised.
Out.
I mean, we've always liked Zach.
Yes.
We've always liked Wheeler.
We didn't want him to leave.
Yeah, so
I was very upset when they didn't offer him a contract, especially how cheap it was, I figured.
I know. Yeah.
Now, especially, he's looking at like a hell of a deal that Phillies got.
But, yeah, I'm not surprised he's doing well at all. So, they're like you said, they're clicking. There's nothing else to say, but the team's finally getting it together.
Yeah, and I think Andrew McCutchen was supposed to be back, I think, yesterday or today from the disabled list, so they get their outfielder back. It's just... They're clicking. This is what the team we all thought. We thought this division was going to be tight, and it is, besides Nationals giving up and then Miami not really doing what they did last year, put together. But still, going into the weekend, we only had a half-game lead, and I was hoping to take 2 out of 3, and we got swept, so we went from first to third. It was hurting, and but Phillies are doing it. Still a lot of baseball left. Just like the Red Sox, they have slipped lately. It's just that stretch of baseball. But Philly's hot. It's the right time, especially after the trade deadline, after acquiring a couple pieces for them. We'll see if they can keep it up. This is the stretch of baseball that gets very interesting for a lot of teams.
Yeah, man.
I guess we can go straight into it. What the hell's wrong with our Mets, man?
I have no idea. Like, it's crazy because I feel like it's a recurring cycle. Every year we just like, hey, man, we look great this year. Then all of a sudden, somewhere, injuries. It's usually the case.
Injuries. Just like that. Yeah, just like that.
A big part of it has to do with DeGrom. He is like he held us together, like for real. Like,
at least every 5 days we're gonna get pretty much one run for us guys to put together, and
also when he takes them out and he's part of the team, it just means like I feel like he gets some life into our game. Like whenever we know DeGrom's here and healthy, and people want to rally around him.
The people came out, especially on DeGrom days, pitching to see him. So the atmosphere at Citi Field was a lot better. I feel like it's still full, and I think it's unfortunate they're not putting it together. Luckily today they did come back to win the game, so now we are only 1.5 out from Phillies.
Yeah.
But it's the starting pitching. Of course, Walker has not been himself since the All-Star game. Like, he got to go to the All-Star game, and he has kind of fallen a little flat.
Yeah.
Missing DeGrom. We got Cookie back, and unfortunately, he's only had 2 starts. Not bad starts, but he hasn't been going deep. And then, yes, he gave up a 3-run home run last night before the rain got called, so he only pitched, what was that? I think an inning and a third, before they rain delayed it. So I'm assuming he's got to come out of the bullpen maybe a day this week to get some more pitching to stretch him out.
And it doesn't help that we just got
Rich Hill?
No. Okay, I'm having a brain fart. We just got our big trade.
Baez.
Yeah, it doesn't help that we just get Baez, and he
pulls a hip,
and then he gets injured.
But now they said as of last night it was more of a back, so he's day to day, so he's not on the disabled list. But then, so with Lindor out, but luckily Lindor did some batting practice today, so that's looking good.
Yeah.
So Baez is day to day. Luis Gilmore, who's been another kind of shortstop, is on the 10-day disabled list. Another guy in AAA is on the disabled list. So that's like going into last night. It's like, who's gonna be our shortstop? It was Villar, but still, it's like, man, this is getting tight and dicey.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the main issue is besides injuries. Even though the Mets GM Scott said that the compliance issues are a factor.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure what that means, but it seems, it's not clicking for us right now, and it's not this is not the best time because we have a hard stretch coming up at the end of the season, and we got to pull some wins together, and we can't go up against teams like the Nationals who we should beat right now and play these tight games or lose. And the other team we played against, who did we lose to as a series? Miami. Yes,
we lost 4 out of 5 to Miami.
We got to win these series. That's only.
I saw this one tweet which summed it up. Like, I figured Mets can go 6-1 between the Miami and Phillies, not 1-6.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that hurts just hearing that.
Yeah. But on some positive news, Juan Soto's Instagram post makes you think.
I was wondering if you saw that. I was going to bring it up too.
makes me think that maybe there's a chance that we get him on the squad. And
so if you haven't seen it, if you're on YouTube, we'll post it up here. If not, we'll post it on our Instagram and see what y'all think. But so I saved it to my phone here. It is very interesting. So it's him at Citi Field. I'm assuming this has got to be during batting practice, or maybe it's an old photo. So
it looks like he's daydreaming.
I think it's during batting practice.
And he has the apple out, bro.
Yeah, so it's during batting practice. Of course, if you translate it, it goes, "Let God move the chips for you. We can't do it alone." And the hashtags are Future, Big Apple, New York, 2021.
Dream in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look, this is a pretty exciting.
So if this is cryptic message, you're talking about in 4 years. Get the checkbook out there, Mr. Cohen. Get ready to put out $500 million.
Hold on. I don't think this is cryptic at all. He is posting him staring out into the.
He wants to play in New York.
That's what I'm saying. He's in Citi Field. You don't post something. You know where you are. Why not post something in the National Stadium?
He got his title for DC.
Yeah.
He's like, congratulations. I think he doesn't see the team doing anything else.
You know what the best thing ever, if he did sign with the Mets, not that we'd be getting an amazing player, is that I can't wait to hear the Nationals announcers. He's us 21 or 22. It'd be so butthurt.
But if he keeps it up, you're talking $500 million.
Oh, yeah, probably.
In 3 years, because he has 3 more years under arbitration. So we wouldn't see him in technically in a Mets uniform or any other uniform unless he's traded to 2025.
Yeah.
It's a long ways away, but is this a little nudge? Or because
by 2025, we'll definitely know his worth.
Apparently, Nationals have offered him a contract, and they were nowhere close to what some people were hearing.
And so he knows the Mets has the money, and he likes New York.
So we'll keep an eye on this. If any more cryptid tweets over there or Instagrams over the next couple years, if it gets very dicey and interesting.
But back on track, man. I really don't know what the Mets are going to do in this situation. They just have to find a way to click, just like the Phillies did.
Yeah,
you got to find a way to get wins. At this point, let's just focus on getting one win at a time. That's it. That's all I can say.
Got one today. Let's get one this seven. And this guy sucked. I understand like maybe why they tried to do the game last night, because now if it got delayed, it had to be a 9-inning game earlier. But now this game tonight, 7 innings.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe that's why they tried. Because a lot of people are like, why did they even bother? I'm like, well, you technically get 2 more innings if you try.
All right.
So, but we'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, with the Mets, hopefully Lindor next week or two. Maybe Baez is just out for a couple games. And then once they're back, it clicks. Mm-hmm. Grom comes back early September. I saw that Noah threw out off the mound again in Philly, so he felt well. So maybe it's a couple more times, then he goes down to a rehab start or two to get him ready. So it could be a good push in September, where if it's close enough, or we got the lead division back and get DeGrom, Syndergaard back for a postseason run, and with a healthy Lindor, healthy Baez, and shortstop and second base, you can't argue of your chances as a New York Mets fan. You got to have faith, just like Pete says. Like, as you can see, that more of the David Wright currently on the team is Pete with his positive attitude and stuff. So I hope for the best as a Met fan. Let's hope they can turn around. Let's keep an eye on it. So
we're still in it.
Yep. So this next one, it's interesting.
It is interesting.
If this does happen, what's rumors are about, we're going to talk about, it's going to change the game, especially for podcast, radio, and is that Barstool and MLB has started negotiations about having broadcaster games on their networks and with Barstool.
Yeah, I think that's great.
It is insane.
It's actually the first thing in a while that MLB has put out there that I like.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing a lot of things the backwards way.
Yeah.
This is something that could actually get new fans.
So, El Presidente said that he's been talking to Major League Sports. He didn't say Pacific, and then a day later this came out that it's actually MLB.
Yes.
We knew it. I knew it wasn't damn football. Him and where Roger and Dale are at. So I'm like, okay, is he talking basketball? Or are you talking hockey? I was like, I can see hockey because New York, that'd be the first major sport to try to do something. baseball, I did not see that coming. But they do have a lot of the top MLB podcasts, especially with Big Papi as one of them. You think that, like, why not? You get the younger crowd that back into baseball by using this. Some people are not fond of this. I think it's going to be a slam dunk if it gets done.
And I think the way that MLB's been going recently, they have to do something bold. And this is one of those bold moves. I mean, yes, they risk blowback, you know, especially with the news that's been circling around Barstool people. But I think it's a good move, man. I can't. I hope they get it done, and I hope we see something because I feel like this could draw more people into the game. And that's ultimately what they've been trying to do. That's their whole goal, is to get more fans.
Ultimately, when MLB renegotiated with ESPN starting next year for their TV deal, they're not going to have the Monday and Wednesday games like they had this year and years past. So they've been kind of searching for someone. Is there a possibility that Barstool's going to have a network somehow online, like YouTube? Maybe YouTube gets one of those dates, and Barstool's going to get the other one, where every week Barstool's going to have an MLB game on their network.
Okay.
Somehow.
Yeah, I think so. I think you got something going there.
Yeah.
Because the way things have been trending in the last couple of years, we've seen
YouTube pick up more and more.
ESPN's been firing lots of people, and they've done like 2 times where they just let a bunch of people go, and I feel like they're not getting much traction.
Yeah.
And everybody else is starting to cable cut, and they're starting to watch more things that are streaming, and this makes sense. These guys, Barstool is really popular with the younger crowd in general with sports, so why not associate yourself with them to get those fans?
If they do broadcast game, I'm wondering if it's going to be exclusive through an app they're going to make. Are they going to have a negotiation with like NBC somehow? They'll figure out a deal where it's Barstool with so and so. It's going to be very interesting if somehow they get this deal done, and who's going to have it.
Yeah, just to have them up there, you know, talking about the game during the broadcast would be huge. So I think it's a good way to go. I think it's interesting, like you said. It's
interesting. If this comes, you know, everyone says like right now it's a 50-50 shot, but it's more and more makes sense because, you know, Barstool did get a college football bowl game. The Arizona Bowl is now the Barstool Bowl, so it's like they're starting to grow. Like it's not that Instagram page that everyone follows years ago. This is a legitimate, especially when they sold the company.
Yeah,
bets. You know, they have their own. Like it just keeps growing, and this could be another platform that jumps them to the next level. And especially if it takes off even bigger, man, this would be a very big thing for baseball. Could help out in sports in general. So, but yeah, so. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right. So with injuries to DeGrom and Tatis, who do you think is likely leading player for the NL MVP?
It's interesting. So everyone's saying that Tatis should be back sooner, but he's might be playing the outfield, which that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So and it's a non-throwing shoulder, so you know he does have the athletic ability to play outfield, center field, whatever they do out there. So if he does come back and he keeps performing well. He will probably clearly be the front runner. Out of that, like we talked about earlier, the Phillies is Bryce Harper has slowly creeped his way up into I think technically he's like this number 2 on the betting odds for MVP right now.
Okay.
Since the last like 2 seasons, between the whole last season and then this part so far, he's batting over 300, like quietly, like doing stuff that's MVP caliber. But because he hasn't been hitting the monster home runs and Philly hasn't been doing well till now, it's been kind of under the radar. So I'm wondering if he can put it all together, you know, top 5. You do have Harper like creeping up where he could possibly get that second MVP for him. I think I saved the picture for the betting odds someone put up there. Oh, yeah, here we go. After that, it's Max Muncy at plus 500, Trey Turner at plus 900, and then Freddie Freeman defending MVP for the National League at plus 1,200.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you the guy I like. And I might sound like a broken record here. Because Trey Turner, man, I don't know what it is, but he is doing great. If you think, I mean, he might
that
not.
Slide yesterday.
Not just the slide. Yes,
but I'm saying
the slide
that,
was great.
God.
Yes, it was so smooth. But let me just tell you, he is, you know, top 3 in the NL. Or actually, I think he's leading the National League in batting average. So he's leading in batting average at 322. Comparable to Bryce Harper, he has 18 home runs and 49 RBIs. That's very comparable to Bryce Harper right now. But he also has 22 stolen bases, which puts him in top 3.
Which we always know he's very
quick,
fast.
But what I'm saying is this guy is one of the best shortstops in the league, if you ask me, in my opinion.
Technically, he's playing second base right now.
But what I'm saying is, man, yes, he's doing his thing. I don't know what to say about it, but I like him. I mean,
if he can somehow stay hot and let's say Tatis doesn't perform well and maybe Harper cools off, it wouldn't be surprised if Trey gets traded and win MVP luckily it's the same league.
It
Not
is.
like it's the AL to NL, then he technically wouldn't qualify probably, but
Right.
since it's still the National League, all his stats are still there,
and he's still top 5 in hits. He's got 129 hits. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just look at him. You know, he's not a big name guy. They don't throw his name around too much, but Trey Turner's doing his thing.
Yeah.
And if we take out, you know, like you said, Tatis or somebody like that.
Yeah. It's
unlikely, but
it's not. Yeah, I was a little unlikely, because especially what DeGrom was doing and then Tatis is doing.
I agree.
And then Harper has slowly, quietly curved the radar. Because if you thought about after them two, I can't remember like who else I really liked going in. I think because Tatis and DeGrom, like there was no like.
There's nobody else that even mentioned.
Yeah.
Right? But as you said, Bryce is creeping up there.
Yeah.
But Trey is already there, and he's doing it in all areas, which is what I like.
And the thing is, Dodgers, the primetime games, you know, people are going to see them, vote. So this could be where this is going to be a tight race possibly now when it comes down to it.
Right. There's definitely people in the mix. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, very much so. Man, like even Max Muncy is like, man, like, you know, Dodgers were quiet there for a while, but they're hitting their stride with Scherzer back with them. You know, unfortunately his start got cut because of the rain last night, but he was dealing. They're up. I think it was like 1-0 or 2-0 before that got torched or whatever because of the rain. But if Trey does it, I'll be stoked for him.
Me
get
too,
traded
man.
and win the MVP in the same year.
I'm just saying, like, you know, guys who perform very well, who aren't always on everybody's radar, don't normally get the votes. But this guy is doing his thing. So that's all I wanted to put out there.
Yeah, but if Tatis is 80% back, I think he'll kind of walk away with it.
He should. He's been killing it.
Yeah. So and fortunately, this is his first full season, but he's still been missing time this year. But he still could finally put it together and get that MVP. Oh man, not his sneeze, but yeah, but yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then, like we just said about DeGrom and injuries and stuff, same question with now DeGrom out. It's like, who has now stepped up to win the Cy Young this year for the National League?
Look, man, I know that Walker Buehler's probably up there for sure because his ERA is pretty good.
Yes.
He's only got 2 losses and 12 wins.
Yeah, well, it's the Dodgers.
Exactly. You take that out of the mix, guess who I really like?
Who you like, man?
I like Zach Wheeler. I like the dark horse. If he can keep this momentum up,
yes,
he's doing it. He's pitched more innings than most of these people. He's pitched 156 innings.
Yeah.
The people at the top are at like 147 Walker Buehler, then 137, 119, 132, and we're talking like Woodruff and Peralta. So the people near the top with the ERA, he's got more innings than all of them.
Yes.
He's also has more strikeouts than them. He's got 181 strikeouts. Zach Wheeler's doing his thing.
Yes.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. I think it's going to come down between Buehler and Walker now. I mean, Zach Wheeler now.
Yeah, he's leading.
Walker is doing his thing for Dodgers, you know, defending champ. We all figured he would be, the number 3 behind that workhorse, and that probably did help him out win a lot of those games because he was number 3 instead of number 2 and 1.
Exactly. I agree.
But
and also, I know
Zach is number 2 behind Aaronola.
Exactly.
So,
and I know some of you guys might not care about this stat, but Zach Wheeler's also leading in the NL in WAR, 6.1. Yes. My man's doing it.
Yeah. And he had a great year last year, of course, very limited. But this is what we thought. If he could be healthy, this showed promise, especially last season with the Mets. I did not want him to walk, and like we said earlier,
sometimes out of our hands, but he's really great.
I'm almost certain if Sandy and Cohen bought the team a year earlier, Wheeler would not have left.
I agree.
Because I think Sandy's one that traded to get him to New York. I bet they would have got the deal done. But unfortunately, can't do nothing about it now. It's like, show me the money if he does win Cy Young, because what a great year he is having.
He's going to have over 200 strikeouts.
Yeah.
The only issue I see is that his losses are pretty high, but that we don't care about those, right? DeGrom wins without those.
It was Philly at the beginning where the bullpen gave up a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know, the hitting wasn't there.
His K per 9 could be better, but overall, solid year, and he could absolutely compete. Yeah. I mean, he's leading the league in strikeouts.
I think I saw something where
all of MLB.
You put money on him, of course, before the season. I think his odds were high, so you could have made some money. And I was like, damn, I should have put like $5.
Yeah. So as I'm looking at this, I don't know if I said that, but he's leading all of MLB in his WAR and strikeouts. So he's leading the whole league.
I believe it because I think Lance Lynn is the only one that has a better ERA than a couple of them, but it's because he does have certain games, but yeah, Wheeler is just
smooth right now, man.
Smooth.
It's good. It's good
Love
stuff.
the guy. I'm happy for him when he's pitching not against us, but now since we're behind him, I'm not rooting as much for him.
right. Maybe they can win his games and lose all the rest of them.
Yeah,
right?
like unless he's pitching against us, like don't like.
Right. So like I said, I mean, you obviously you're saying Bryce Harper's heating up, but you also got to look at the other side of it too, man. So
and like I think what is it? Last couple of years, Aaron Nola has won the most games as a pitcher. So it shows you that bullpen was just so bad last year, or they probably would have made the playoffs. But that's why they went and got pieces, made sure this trade deadline. But man, if Wheeler can keep this up the next, God, what are we at now? 6-7 starts, almost probably now. Yeah, I guess you can say it roughly. If he can get a solid 5 of them, I think it's gonna be a very interesting vote, especially if Bueller keeps it up too. So.
All right.
Yeah, man. So, all right.
Well, with that,
Ohtani.
Can
son.
Ohtani, theoretically, could he win both the MVP and the Cy Young?
If Lance Lynn somehow slips up, which we know he could, maybe not entirely, possibly, but Ohtani, he needs, if I remember correctly, I did the math because his innings is what he's not qualifying right now.
Right.
He only has, I think he started the other night, but 86 innings, and there's been 110 games, so he can definitely creep up if he goes at least 6 innings. Try to catch up real quick. But if he can keep up, have solid games, there could be a conversation where if Lance Lynn sets up, he keeps it up, where he could win possibly both.
It'll be very tough for him to win both. But I think he has a huge argument for MVP.
Definitely MVP, he's the favorite. Then when it comes to Cy Young, he's definitely, I think, could be a finalist.
Okay.
I could say that at least, going in, if you're thinking about pitching right now, if he can qualify for the innings.
Right. Even still, like what he's doing on the mound is still great, in my opinion. It's still pretty solid. And then what he's doing with the bat is just unreal.
Yeah.
So when you put them both together, it screams MVP to me.
Very much
so. Because it's crazy. It's just unreal. But like you said, realistically, it's going to take a lot to win both.
Yeah.
Because Cy Young is really hard to do alone.
Yes.
And what he's doing is even more hard. But I think MVP's got a great case.
Very much so. Like, if what we've seen with, the previous pitchers with Verlander and Kershaw, who won both MVP and Cy Young, it was because of the pitching, not because of the hitting and everything. So
exactly.
It's a different factor that he's doing this on the mound and pitching. That's why he's getting MVP votes. Now Cy Young, look at his pitching. He doesn't go deep a lot.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, Anaheim don't give a lot of support.
Yep.
So if, like I said, somehow Lance Lynn slips up, he qualifies and the ERA is close.
He's at least in the conversation.
It could be a conversation piece where he can be at least a finalist. How many does he get? A couple first place votes. It's like, man, it's like it's gonna get tight. I think for some of these competitions, especially like people thought were running away from a lot of these with these awards, like DeGrom, it was looking like this might be a lock.
It was a lock if he didn't get injured.
So it's like now it's like stuff getting tightened. People are coming back. People are nagging injuries. Like, who's going to walk away from this? The top dog. Mm-hmm. It'd be very interesting to see what Lance Lynn and Ohtani does here on out to see if Ohtani can get in the conversation.
Yep.
Like I said, like I was like, why? And I was saying, like, he has like the second best ERA in American League. Why is he in the conversation? That's why I said, like, oh, his innings are not counting yet. Because he did. I think he had a couple early starts where he got pulled. Mm-hmm. He only goes to usually 5 innings.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
So he needs to get some 6-7 innings.
Exactly. He needs to start going 6s and 7s and putting up 0s.
If he doesn't, if he just wins MVP, it's fine because you can't argue with that. What he's done.
Yeah, if he doesn't win MVP, then I'd be a little concerned because I'm just like, what he's done right now it's pretty much a lock in my opinion.
I think so. Like, he really got to mess up the rest of the way for it to not get MVP.
Especially if he pulls out about 50 home runs. I don't know, man. It's just unreal. And his RBIs could be a lot more if he was on a better team, unfortunately, or if at least Trout was healthy or something.
Yeah.
It's a tough position to be in because this is new. This is new to everyone.
So there's no really information about Trout. Like, they don't know what's going on. Like, at this point, I'm like, is there a point for him to try to come back?
Right, to risk being injured when you can just save him let him get healthy.
If he's not ready within the next 2 weeks to do a rehab assignment, what's the point? Sit out, get healthy. You already chalked it up this season. You're not close, if I remember correctly, to a division wildcard game. As we sit here talk about it, I'm almost certain. Let's see, wild card, American League. They are currently 7.5 back from the wild card.
Right, but what makes that even crazier, though, man, is he's been out since the 17th with a strained calf.
Yeah.
There's no way. Something else must be going on, and that's very concerning.
I'm wondering if there's like a tear or something they want to talk about, like he's rehabbing or...
He's originally supposed to be out 6 to 8. We're going on, 12 or plus?
Close, I think, yeah.
This is nuts.
Because I figured he'd be back in August. So you're thinking, like, okay, maybe through All-Star break.
Yeah.
Early August, we'll see him back for the last 2 months.
So I'm not sure what's going on there, but they're not telling us the whole story.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then I was also like, of course, we probably could have went to the Angels game in Baltimore, but I'm like, Mike Trout's not there. I'm not driving up there.
I agree.
So, but all right, our last topic that kind of broke news, which we talked about, I think, rumblings last year, but now it's definitely coming more and more that the MLB are in talks for their portion of the CBA to have the 14 teams as a real thing next year as the playoffs for the new CBA.
Yeah, man, 14 teams. I don't know.
So pretty much like we said, the number 1 seed will get a bye.
Mm-hmm.
The other 6 will play each other in the opening round, I guess, best of 3. And I wonder if it's like the rumors they were hearing last year, if the opponents are going to pick their teams like a TV show.
Yeah.
Pick your opponent.
Yeah,
da, 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 da.
That's crazy. I don't know if they do that. I would be shocked to see how that goes.
You had the number 2 seed. Who do you want to face?
Well, I'm just saying, think about it. Like if the team says, "Oh, I want to play the Nationals," and then see what happened there. Like who? You never know. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because if you thought about we talked about if I think was it 2 years ago when Mets were hot, like they would have got in. Like you've been like, I don't want to face that team, so let's go with this team. Like,
I agree.
So it's kind of an advantage, but it's also be very interesting to watch the selection show. Like, okay, where we're traveling to, who we're playing.
And I do like the idea, like you said. The only thing that I think there would be any upside to that idea is that, yes, it's entertaining. And secondly, the team that you pick to play against, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder.
Oh, you think you're going to beat us?
Exactly. Just watch it. So that would hype them up, And then it'd be good because you got a hyped up team that's not supposed to be there in their opinion. And then you got, because, the team that's like number 1, like, oh, I'm going to play these guys because they suck. Yeah. So that'd be cool. Just to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a pretty big expansion for a long season.
What did we have last year? Did we have 6 teams last year? Or did we have 8?
What, last year?
Yeah.
I think we had 16 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, so we had 8 each side, right? Yeah. 4. Yeah, because everyone had to play the opening round.
Yep.
Yeah. That was insane.
Yeah, it was.
God, but I think no one was really upset-ish. So, but until they got to the second round when all the central divisions lost out, or it was the first round, I can't remember. But yeah, 7 teams. At least it gives advantage to the number 1 seed that they will get a bye to figure out who they play, and we'll see if this even comes to light. So this will be the second time they're expanding. With the wildcard game originally with the 1 game playoff.
Yeah, but even if they do go to 7 teams, how's that even going to work? Is it going to be 4 wildcard teams? So
pretty much, it's the 3 divisions.
Are they going to take the second place from each division? How are they going to do that? I don't know. It just seems like a lot.
The second place from each division, and then whoever has the best record after that. That could be an idea.
I'm sure they'd be open to it because, like you said, we see all these divisions that have really good teams, and sometimes they don't make it because of the way the wild cards and stuff are set up. But if you take the second place from each division and then you go from the best team from there, well, there's something to be said.
It could be interesting. Well, I wonder if they'll do that, or this, the division winners and the 4 best records after that. Right. So we'll see. The CBA, we always talked about, it's going to be a very interesting battle this offseason between service time, money,
everything is
going to be a hot topic. Like, it would not surprise me if we have a delayed season next year.
That's going to suck, man.
I hope not, because that would slow down the growth of baseball. They need to really
it's like taking 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Like really come October, you need to put residents in to start this negotiating. Like, so that way the World Series end, you usually got, a month before the winter meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to know by then because that's when some of the free agent deals get done. You need to know if there's what the cap is, money, all that needs to be figured out. So I really hope they started negotiating. What's their points they're looking at? What's their points? I really hope, because I do not want this to be drawn off topic where we have to discuss this offseason that we are going to be losing baseball because there might be a strike or they're a lockout like football did a couple years ago where they missed a preseason game. Got close.
Yeah.
It was getting dangerous, but replacement refs like NFL did. But
oh yeah.
God. Replacement umps.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see if that happens. If it does, it's more playoff baseball, I guess you can say it. More teams do get in, give a chance. But it could be good. Also could be bad. Now, if a 7 seed knocks off the number 1 seed, now that would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I'd
be like, that's baseball, man.
Yep. Gotta love it. So I think that is it for this week.
All right.
All right. If you like what you hear, please like, share, subscribe. Share us with a friend. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.